Hey there, it's Natalia Reagan. I am making this video because 10 years ago today, on January 22nd, 2005, I got hit by a truck. No shit, that really happened. Yes, I got hit by a truck and it really put me out of commission for some time, but it's been 10 years of not being dead, and boy have those 10 years been fantastic. And for the large part, it's because of many of you. And for those of you that don't know that I got hit by a truck, that's great, because that means it's so far in the past and my injuries are so little of an issue that you don't even know. But many of you do know about it and actually were there with me when I was getting better. And you were the ones that kept me laughing when I was in ICU in the hospital and couldn't walk, and this video is to thank you guys. So first and foremost, I would like to thank my little brother, who's actually filming this. I want to thank him for answering that phone that day. Second person to thank, my grandmother was in the hospital with me almost every day after I got hurt. So Grandma, thank you. You cheered me up, you made me laugh, you made me cry, you still make me laugh and cry. I love you. I want to, of course, thank my mom, who unfortunately had to get that phone call from clear across the country and who also was there in the hospital every day for months. She took care of me. I had to move home and be an invalid. When she had to be the chair of the department, she had to deal with that, and she never complained. And my dad, and for him, he has an amazing sense of humor, so thank you for keeping me laughing. I want to thank my doctors, Dr. Insoo Kim. I almost lost the lower half of my right leg, and he essentially saved it. He also inserted this beautiful rod right here, femoral rod, into my right femur. So I got to get this taken out and I got to keep it. For Nurse Judy and Nurse Lupe for being such sweethearts. And my ICU nurse, Nurse Marie Campbell, she was one of the nicest people. Dr. Dreyer for saving my leg when it was all infected and nasty. I would like to thank Dr. Strazzeri for helping me walk without a limp. For 2 years after the accident, I actually had a really funky limp. For Dawn and Deborah, and especially Deborah, for all your physical therapy work. I don't know what I would have done without you, quite honestly. Thank you so much. I want to thank Chris and Tim for coming and bringing your loving spoonfuls of peanut butter that sustained me like peanut butter still does. I want to thank my Aunt Mimi for being there and just being a ray of sunshine. You always make me laugh. I want to thank my Papi Itzio for coming to the ER. I know he was actually, I think, the only person that saw my leg in its ripped asunder state. And for my grandpa for visiting. For my best friend Jeremy, who actually witnessed my first time walking without a cane. I want to thank Joe O'Donnell for always keeping me laughing in the hospital room. You're hysterical, and just thank you for being you. To the Daltz crew for bringing game night to me in the hospital. And of course I can't forget Abe Zucker and Marilyn Nelson. Thank you so much. I want to thank my roommate Michelle Botterini, at the time Waterbury, for being so great, because I was living with her at the time, and she actually, her and my then boyfriend were actually in the traffic going past my accident when it happened, and as far as I know, they were cursing the traffic. I got into an improv troupe a week before this happened. I auditioned for the Omelets, and I did one show, and a week later I got hit by, the truck. But the cool thing is the Omelets kept me in the troupe. So I want to thank them for keeping me around, and they kept me around for another, 5 years? I think we performed almost every weekend. I want to thank Jim and LJ for coming and visiting me and then creating a website to help raise funds because I didn't have health insurance, and telling the whole crew and cast of Drew Carey's show, because you guys made being in the hospital and ICU a whole lot more bearable. I actually had a Visitor book, Natalia's Visitor book, and got all these characters on it, and it says, please sign my book and write whatever gibberish you may choose to utter. It really cheered me up. I love going through this and reading this because I'm still friends with most of you. So what did I do in this decade? A shit ton. I had 10 more years of gratuitous jumping. Jumping here, jumping there, jumping over here, jumping here. I love to jump. I got to hug a million more people, at least a million. I got to make new friends. I met my best friend Boo. I miss you, Boo. I've got to play so many different roles. I was a half-naked groupie on My Name is Earl, a pregnant prisoner in Sex Drive. I was a soccer mom in a Chevy commercial. That's a stretch. I played a victim in a May Cat original film. I got to play a girl who gets killed in a sauna after doing it. Hi, Malcolm. I hosted a Bigfoot TV show with world-famous anthropologist Todd Disotell and some guy named Dean Cain. Just kidding, Dean, I love you. I played Natalia in Talking Shit with Dr. Todd and Natalia. I made videos about boobs, butts, balls, and Bigfoot. Balls. I got a bunch of people rearing and ready to get behind Butt Week. I was on the Today Show. Stephen Colbert made fun of me. That's amazing. I got to meet Mel Brooks for the second time. This time, he was eating an ice cream cone. Costumes! I was David Bowie twice, Merv the Perv, Dia de los Muertos, Lorraine the 40-year-old TA, SAG ultra low budget Barbarella at least 15 gazillion times. I went back to school. I studied anthropology, got my bachelor's degree, went to Primate Field School in Costa Rica, TA'd Primate Field School 1.5 times. I went to grad school. I went crazy in grad school. I started sleepwalking. I stopped sleepwalking. I got my master's degree in 2011. I went to Panama and did a survey of a critically endangered subspecies of spider monkey. I got to chase spider monkeys for 3 months, for God's sake. I got pelted with fruit by spider monkeys. I had a psychic connection with a spider monkey, and then she jumped on me. I was scared. I wrote a thesis about counting spider monkeys. It's riveting. I got to start Boaz Network with my partner Kahanya Groff. I went to Burning Man, not once, not twice, but 4 times. I went to Guatemala, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Canada, France, the Netherlands. Oh, and I almost died on a piece of sushi in Malibu. Thanks to Brett Malekian for giving me the Heimlich maneuver the first time, and for Chris Cortazzo for finishing it off. I got to meet Daddy Blaine. I mean, enough said. Best unicorn in the world. I worked at a rehab for adolescents. I took statistics with Statistics Dave, and now I'm friends with Statistics Dave and not Statistics Diana. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a really active person and I love to dance. So one of the hardest things to deal with after the accident was not being able to cut a rug. And I would try to dance with my crutches, but I probably looked pretty silly. I kind of stuck to the upper body dance moves like this. My first time shaking a tail feather after the accident was at Aaron Feinstein's and Lisa Griffin's wedding. In the past 10 years, I've canoodled with cats, got down with dogs, fraternized with ferrets. I fell in love a few times. I found love, I lost love, I made love. I was engaged, I was single, I was depressed, I was content, I was lonely. I was happy as f. All in all, the past 10 years have been spectacular. You know, some people need a kick in the pants to wake up and live out loud. I needed to get hit by a '94 Ford Ranger, apparently. I genuinely want to thank you for being part of my life and accepting my pants optional lifestyle.